I am the kind of person that comes to this kind of thing and I want to give you tactile information. I'm not here to give you inspirational quotes. I'm not here to tell you my story so that you're inspired by. I'm here to give you tools to help you be successful, because I'm sure this whole weekend you guys have shared each other's stories and and your husbands, you're up to here in the, the feels. So I'm not your feel girl. I'm here to give you stuff. But before I get started on all of this, I want you to realize that the person that you see that's been doing this 20 years, although I have all of these things for you and I've been able to do the things that I'm going to show you and help you with, it comes down to number one, with you trying everything. So this was my car that I could not afford when I first became a coach, because my husband, who's a car guy, really wanted me to have the fake it before you make it. So he wanted me to have a nice car because it showed I was doing well in this business. And I think it might have worked. It was a very nice car, but look at what I put in the window. How embarrassing is that? That's still my phone number. I had to blur it out because I didn't want you guys calling me. But there's a huge Teen Beach Body sticker across the front of it as well. But I was willing to try that. I had business cards made, and I don't care where I went, in the bathrooms, at the gas pumps. I would go into the Walmart and I would go to the magazine section, and every fitness magazine, I would put a business card in. I know you're thinking that's genius, but did I get one sale from it? I did not. I even made flyers during Christmas and went in the parking lots and put flyers on people's cars talking about my challenge groups. It didn't work, but I was willing to try everything to figure out what would work for me. I mean, I tried everything. And staying consistent for 12 years, there's probably 1 month that I haven't run a challenge group. And that was during December, because I thought people don't care. And I was wrong. Decembers are always a really good time to do challenge groups. But I think that's the only month I didn't do it, because I was like, I'm very consistent. So I'm not super talented. I'm obviously not extroverted. I am just stupid consistent. Expect spikes in this business. Sometimes you're going to have highs and you're going to feel like you figure this out and you understand this business like there's no tomorrow. And then you're going to wake up the next day and a diamond's messaging you, telling you they don't want to do this anymore. You have all these inactive coaches and customers that, are quiet in your group, and you're like, what am I doing wrong? Nothing. If you're not doing this business right, you're not going to see spikes. And so I just wanted to show you with those numbers, just alone this year. I didn't get them all, but this is how I've been in the top, the leaderboards of Beachbody: 16, 18, 19, 24, 18. Right now I'm 14. Lord knows where I'll be next month. I don't know, but I could have let that spiking up to 24, deter me, but it didn't. I was like, oh, I got a course correct. And so you can see I'm going down again. My goal this year is not top 10. I'm very flattered to be number 14 right now, but I'm over top 10. I'm done. It's time for other people to get there. So it's not even my goal anymore, but I just wanted to show you, how much you can jump by even being as consistent as you think you are. You're still going to jump. Don't compare yourself to other people. I know that's really hard. If you go to my Instagram, you will see that I don't follow very many people. I quit following all my friends, Danielle and Lindsay, and I just started following Marina again, and I follow Angie Belmar, because I was comparing and I needed to quit doing that. And so not having them on my radar every day, by having them in my feed, really helped me stop comparing. I can go and look at what they're doing to catch up with them, to see how they're doing, but it's just not that constant in my face. So I really encourage you, if you're following coaches that you tend to compare yourself to, maybe don't follow them. Go check on them every once in a while, but I wouldn't follow them, because that might, that kind of tends to deflate you sometimes. Do not fear judgment. It's going to happen. And especially this day and age with this business, the more vanilla you are, the less chance you'll have at being successful at this. And the more colorful you are, the more judgment you'll get, but also the more people that are just like you will find you and want to work with you. So you've got to get over that. And that's going to take personal development on your part to really grow that thick skin. The first probably 8 years of this business, oh man, I cared way too much what people think. In the last 4 years, I've like, I don't care. I don't care. So, I just enjoy this business so much more freely being me. You're going to have to grow. So if you're staying stagnant in your health, you're staying stagnant in your leadership skills, all that stuff. If you're not growing in all of those areas, you're not going to do very well in this business. You can't stay where you're at, but yet grow and come and grow a team. And last but not least is evolve. And that's the most important, and probably what I'm going to talk to you the most is how important it is for you to evolve over your course of being a coach. You guys being diamonds, I mean, you could be in this business 6 months, or this could be your third year, doesn't matter. You will continue to evolve as you grow into who you want to be. And as this business changes, social media changes. So evolution is probably the most important thing that you have to consider right now. If you want to get to, superstar diamond, or want to be a top 10 coach, or want to be an elite coach. But before we get started on I only have 5 slides. Before we get started on that, I want to give you a bunch of stuff. Are you ready? We're going to do the Oprah. So I'm going to put them in the chat. So I don't know, Maggie, if you can grab it and save it onto your computer. Yeah. If this doesn't work, I can send it to you later, but I'm hoping that it does. So I am the creator. I wish I could screen share these while I show them to you, but I don't think I can. But I am the creator, come on, of Win the Week. Why aren't you going in there? Oh, I know. Well, shoot. Hold on. I practiced this. It worked. It shows me the green button.
Take your time.
I might have to show them to you and then send them. Yeah, no. Okay. Whoa, no, don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to screen share. Hold on. Okay, never mind. I'm going to show them to you, and then I'm going to send them to Maggie. But I am the creator of, oh, I lost Oprah. That's okay. The creator of Win the Week. You'll hear a lot of coaches speak of it and use it, but it's my idea. And so I have 3 Win the Weeks here that I created for my coaches when I ask them if they want to walk, if they want to jog with the business, or if they want to run with the business. And each one gives them, obviously, as you can see, if we compare the walker with the runner, it's so much more. That I think this is a really good tool. The business activity tracker, which I recommend my coaches use as well, but this is just kind of more, I think, in depth and more well-rounded. So it's just something for you, because you need to know when you bring on a coach, if they just want the discount, if they want to walk, if they want to jog, or if they want to run. And this kind of customizes that for them, so that you have these people that want to work really hard and get where they can as fast as they can. Then you want them to be the runner, and that's fantastic. You don't want to give them not enough to do, versus somebody wants to walk. You don't want to give them all of that to do, because they'll get burned out too quick. So that's one thing. And then the second is, this is my original Win the Week, which is very basic, but very important in my opinion, because I do think we have to have healthy meals, got to work out, drink your Shakeology, showcase your lifestyle, family, dog rescuer, gardener, whatever it is, fitness and nutrition posts, because you are a coach. Do your personal development, invite people to what you do. You have to talk about coaching. You have to do that. Recognition post, make sure you get 2 Success Club points from challenge packs or Shake-O, and 1 new coach. And if you follow that every single week, that puts you on track to be successful pretty quick. The next thing I want to share with you is something I made a while ago for my team, which is Find Your Niche. It helps you understand exactly who you're looking for if you don't know, or if you've been doing this for 2 years and you're like, I think my market has changed a little bit, to pull this back out so that you can kind of have an idea of what it is that you're looking for in a person to create the team, your dream team that you want. And then after that is inviting with intent. Obviously, inviting is very important and it takes practice. So you have to practice the inviting process, but this kind of gives you a blueprint on, how to invite for success. And then the next one, which after you've invited people, you have the art of following up and how to follow up with people. If you can see on that form, we talk about 2% of sales are made in the first one, all the way up to 80% of sales are made in the 5th to the 12th contact. It's so important. So important for you to follow up with people. There's a million stories I could tell you of me, of people, because I'm such an introvert, of people having to follow up with me on something I genuinely want to do. Actually, I will give you an example. So this book from John Maxwell, The Power of Five, I was asked to be an ambassador for it from Tracy Moreau, who's a founding coach. And she asked me and I said, sure. And then I didn't do anything. There was a nominal fee. And then she asked me again and I said, oh, absolutely. And then she asked me again and I said, yes. Poor thing had to follow up like 5 times with me only because I wanted reassurance that she really wanted me to do this with her and not, I wasn't just another challenge pack sale, or I just wasn't another person she was trying to get to say yes to fill up her bucket of ambassadors for this book. I needed to know that she really wanted me to be a part of this. And so poor thing, she had to follow up with me 5 times for me to finally be like, yes, here's the money, let's go. So please don't ever fear following up with people. It's probably not because they don't want to do it. It's because they really genuinely want to know that you care about them and you think they would be fun to be in the challenge group, or you think they would be an asset to the team. This one's kind of old. It's a challenge group guide that I created. The only thing that's kind of old about it, I think, is how to set up the challenge group, because this was before our app. But there's how to deal with objections and stuff in there. So that's a really good thing when you're setting up your challenge group to get it ready and how to make it phenomenal. And then the last thing is, once you know your niche, you've invited people, you're doing your follow-ups, you've got your challenge group set up, I think this is a really important step for your challengers. It's goal setting. So I always send my challengers this, and it's just questions to help them understand what it is exactly that they're looking for. And then you can help them with the journal as well. And I think that's really been helpful for me to understand how to help them on a one-to-one basis, but for them to also understand what their goal is. And if it's realistic, because it's very possible that they're looking, I keep getting a text. Someone has sold my phone number, and I keep getting a text that I can lose 80 pounds in, I think it's 3 weeks. How in the hell? But people actually believe that they could lose that much weight in that little of time. I get it constantly, and I'm blown away by it because it's obviously working, or that's not how they would try to sell people on weight loss. So we need them to have realistic goals. All right. Okay, Oprah's over. Voila. Okay, so next, we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about 4 phases. So being an old grandma coach, doing this for 12 years, and being able to be elite for 11 years. I wasn't elite the very first year. There was 1 year that was elite because I didn't know about it. Nobody told me that you could be elite, so I didn't even know about it, so I didn't go for it. But the first year that I learned about what elite was, I've made it a goal ever since then. And so ever being as old as I am in this business, they have changed the way that elite has gone. In the very beginning, it was all about sales. And this is why Josh Spencer was top coach, because the man can sell. And you had Wayne Wyatt, and you had all of these people that were just really good with SEOs and putting themselves out there for the sales. So when I was going for elite the first few years, it was 100% about sales. So I took that and I learned how to sell myself on social media. I learned about sales. I've never been good at it. You're probably sitting there going, I'm not good at sales. Me neither. But you have to be kind of good at it because it's part of the process. We are in the sales business, even though it's also a relationship business. But progress grows, but stagnant blows. So you have to constantly be growing and showing people on your social media that you are growing as a person to be attractive to them. So what does attractive means? you have to think about being the creator or founder of something. So in your bio of your Instagram, you should have that kind of phrase. For me, creator of the MAID diet, or I can help you lose 10 pounds in the next 21 days. Give them something when they go to your bio. The first thing they see is, how can you serve them? Or why are you worth following? Okay. You're the creator of something. You're the founder of something. You have a team MAID. You could be the founder of Team MAID International. How can you help somebody? That's what they need to see. They don't need to see that you're a mommy of 3. I mean, that's important, but it doesn't need to be like the first thing. And probably your first 6 pictures are going to show your kids. So they're going to know that you have children. Think about how you can serve them. What accounts do you follow? What accounts do you follow? Not necessarily because of the Beachbody business, but because you enjoy following that page. That really tells you who you're looking for, because you're attracted to that person. So pay particular attention to who you like to follow, and try to get outside of your Beachbody bubble and find other accounts. I mean, it could be Will Smith, for goodness sakes. Why do you follow Will Smith? He's freaking entertaining. He's funny. His Instagram is mind-blowing how technological it is. So there's reasons why you follow that. And that's, wouldn't you like to have Will Smith as a coach? What would you look up on YouTube? If you right now had YouTube in front of you and you had time to kill, what would you put in the YouTube search box? Me, being the nutritional dork I am, I'd look up, intermittent fasting for women or intermittent fasting mistakes. Those are the kind of things that I need to post, because my avatar is doing that same thing. They're going to YouTube or they're going to Google and they're asking these questions. So whatever questions you have about your passion, you need to be the resource for those people by answering those questions that you would even ask yourself. So it might take you a little bit of time to dig in and look for answers, but they're out there. And that's just part of who you are as a coach, is finding the answers. You don't have to be an expert, but you're an expert at finding the answer. What has your attention? What has your attention right now? I mean, even with COVID or, the fall coming, just think of things that have your attention right now. I guarantee what has your attention right now has the attention of people that you would love to work with as well, because you just have that same like mind. So be cognizant during these different seasons and holidays and times of year and pandemics going on. What has your attention right now? It's going to help you kind of get out of that Beachbody bubble again and be interesting to people. What is your unique point of view, right? For me, especially being a coach, I am a little different in the fact that I intermittent fast, and it's kind of a 50-50, believe it or not, that I think about 50 of the super trainers intermittently fast and about 50% don't, but the one with the loudest voice right now does not. And so I'm different in that way than her. And so that's good for me because it sets me apart. I also believe in a lower carbohydrate lifestyle, which, since we're 2B Mindset and UPF, they don't necessarily have an option for that. So that sets me apart. What is your unique point of view when it comes to having a healthy lifestyle? And don't be afraid to be different. You could be carnivore, you could be keto, you could be paleo, you could be raw, you could be vegan, you can be anything you want to be, because there's people out there just like you looking for a plan, a community, workouts, and you will thrive if you take advantage of your unique point of view and put it out there and try not to be that vanilla. Can it help people? So you notice that big sigh. That's been a really big lesson for me. There was a point in time where I felt the pressure to post every single day because that's what we're told to do. And I would put up subpar stuff, just, maybe a cute photo. I would repurpose a photo, but the content was kind of big. If people see a post from you that's not that good, they'll unfollow you. But if you don't put a post up, they won't unfollow you because they're not thinking about you. Does that make sense? So instead of putting up something that you're like, I feel the pressure to put something up, but it's not that good, or it really doesn't help other people, or it won't interest other people, don't put it up. It's better that you don't, because they're not going to search you out to unfollow you. But if you put up something that they're not following you for, like you've just got, a picture of a load of laundry and saying, oh, today's going to suck. They don't care. And they're gonna be like, ew, I don't want to follow this person. I don't want to be reminded of laundry. So you've got to keep your post in a way that they can help other people in some way or shape or form. And you see under that, I'm talking about educating, entertaining, or inspiring. I'm the educator. I always have been. I love to educate people. I try to inspire with a quote or, maybe a physique or a workout video, but for the most part, I'm educating. I'm not entertaining whatsoever. I'm fully aware of this, but I have a husband that is, and I have 3 bobcats. So I utilize my husband and my 3 bobcats to be the entertainment for me. So if you have a funny husband that hates to be on social media, tell him to suck it up, that you need him to be the entertainment. Or, maybe he's super inspiring. He says things, every once in a while that you're like, oh my gosh, can you say this in a video for me? And utilize your resources. Be entertaining, educating, or inspiring. All right, the second phase is new coach success. So we went from just sales to now new coaches, and this could totally be out of order, but they are these 4 phases, is the new coach success. So bringing on new coaches and having them get a Success Club point or hit Success Club 5 became a focal point with Beachbody and the leadership ladder. So I had to go from just focusing on myself and sales to new coach success. So I had to create a training. Beachbody now, I think, has a wonderful training, and I do not think you have to create your own. I don't think you do. But if that's something you enjoy doing and you think you'd be good at it and you think it would be helpful, then by all means do it. So create a training. I have a new coach page. Now for me, only because I have thousands in my team page. So I also have a new coach page because it's scary for new coaches to ask a question they know is simple in front of thousands of people. So maybe too soon for you, but I do want you to keep it, in the back of your mind that new coach page eventually will be important, because you want these newer coaches to create their own camaraderie and to grow together instead of feeling lost in this huge sea of big fish when they're just that little tiny, tadpole trying to make their way into creating their first post. Text reminders. So this is something that I do. And I did some homework for you guys. So right now I'm using something called Text P2P. P, like the letter P, 2P. And it's $45 a month. And it allows me to text my whole team to remind them of any and everything. Team call, special team call, national wake up call, anything. I could text them for anything. And I think it's a really great tool because it can be kind of personal, even though it's a kind of a copy and paste message. It gives them the opportunity to feel like they've gotten a text from you and they can text you back if they want. However, my marketing guy, his name is Steve, he's creating, it's called ruleyourbusiness.com. And he's going to take what I use right now, which I'm not a huge fan of, and he's going to take it to the next level where you'll have text. You can also email through this program to everybody. And then also video, which the Text P2P doesn't have. And his fee is, I think it's gonna be $99, but he told me he'd let you get it for $59 because it's in the beta phase. So I just wanted to put that up there. If, now, like Maggie, because Maggie's in the place that she could use something like this, or in the future, it will be more expensive, but if it's something that you wanna do, because I do think that personal touch, instead of just posting things in the team page, really helps people feel more connected. I created Teammate University, and I want to let you guys know it's not much of me at all. I've pulled a video from Melanie Metro, from Anita Myron, from Rena Odell, because everybody has their strengths. Lindsay Matway, with her vision boards, and I created a university that has all of these successful coaches sharing their videos of how they used their strengths to help their team. And it's not complicated, and they're short videos, but it's helpful. And I'll explain here in a second, what Teammate University really is about. But I personally made a Getting Started Right and an Emerald in 24-hour video that my coaches get as well. That's me, because I want them obviously to learn from me what I think is important to getting started right and how to get to Emerald in 24 hours. Yep. But as soon as I get them in the new coach page, I've got them set up to text them. They're in Teammate University. They've gone through the 2 videos, which is most important to me, is the GSR and how to get to Emerald. Then I confirm that they understand what Success Club is, what a Success Starter is, how to sign up challengers and coaches, because hopefully they're ready to do that right away. And then also the option to be able to sign up U+2. So if they are interested in signing up their spouse, I explain the benefits to that, and their option to be able to sign up 2 family members outside of themselves if that's something that they want to do. I'll be honest, I don't push that really hard. I want them to be 100% comfortable with it, because it is an upfront cost and they haven't made money yet. So I'm personally not comfortable telling them, oh my gosh, you have to do this. This is a must. You know, if you're serious about your business, you will sign your spouse up right now. I think that's important, but I'm not going to drill it in them. I'm going to give them the information and I'm going to let them decide. I have them help in challenge groups. So these new coaches start to build confidence in my challenge groups, because if I ask them to find something to share on the inspirational side or find a recipe to share, they get comfortable with that. And it's such a feel-good feeling when people thank you and like your posts. It's almost addicting. And so they're more than happy to continue to help in the challenge groups until they're ready to have their own. And they kind of have a feeling of what it's going to be like already. So I really ask them to help. And it takes some of the burden off me. I stress the BAT, or the win the week, with them. They want a blueprint. Everybody says I always feel overwhelmed. Don't. It's as simple as just checking off as many of these boxes as you can. And I want you to do the hard stuff first. Do the stuff you don't want to do first, and everything else will fall into place. And if you don't get through everything, say for instance, you don't get through recognizing achievement that day, it's okay. You did 10 follow-ups, which is a little bit more important early on in the game. Coach them to results. Remember, you are their coach, and the most important thing for a new coach is to show results, that what we do works. So make sure you don't forget that you're not only helping them grow a business now, but you're still helping them achieve that physical and that emotional change that they want from our programs. And then immerse them in the community. That is why I joined. I joined coaching. Mick had a great job. I was already in great shape. I wanted the community. And so you have to immerse them in the community in you know, making sure with your texts or however you do it, that they're on the National Wake Up Call and you see them pop up and you recognize them and say, you know, hey, Melinda, how are you? And all that kind of stuff. Get them feeling like they're a part of something bigger than themselves. All right, third phase is retention. So not only are you selling and you're helping your new coaches hit, you know, their goals early on, but now there's retention. So you have customer and coach retention, where you want them to stay as customers and coaches for longer periods of time. The longer they are with us, the better results they're going to have, whatever their goal is. So kick-ass challenge groups. That's when I was really like, okay, I really have to make my challenge groups something special. You have to make it the key component to their success. Listen, at least they think they can. They can go to YouTube and get free workouts. They can go to any Instagram Fitspo and get a meal plan, right? The thing that's going to keep them staying a customer of yours or becoming a coach is the fact that your challenge groups are the game changer for them. They're what holds them accountable to reaching their goals. It's the people, it's the support, it's the accountability. And so it's not necessarily them understanding the 70 superfoods in Shakeology. It's not them understanding, you know, Lift 4 can be in a hybrid with Transform 20, which is a great hybrid, by the way. It's about the actual challenge groups, making them feel special, making them feel a part of something, having them look forward every day to going inside, because there's just something in there that's going to make their life better, okay? Set the expectations. You can't bring people into your challenge group and just hope that they will participate. You kind of have to make them in the beginning, because that would be me. I know that would be me. If people didn't notice me, then I'd be like, okay. So you have to set that expectation. Call people out if you don't see them posting their sweaty selfie or sharing their meals or telling you which program they fixed, or you put that goal sheet that I'm sharing with you, that they didn't fill that out. They didn't put up their before picture, even if they, put a big bar across their middle because they're embarrassed. They still need to share their picture. Set the expectations for the involvement, because there's just some people who would be great coaches that are just so shy that if they're not recognized that they're even in there, they're not going to put themselves out there. So it's so important that you set those expectations, that I expect to see you. I want to help you. I want us to do this together, and then call them out when they start to pull back just because they don't feel like they're significant, and you have to make them feel that way. Have them help. There's nothing wrong with having, customer Saturday or something, or coach or challenger Saturday, where the challengers are responsible for posting all the content that day. Again, that's going to put them in that coach realm, in that coach seat, and they're going to love posting something and getting that feedback from it. It truly is. We as women are so moved by the idea of inspiring somebody else to do for action or whatever. So give them that feeling, have them help. I think contests are wonderful. I always run a contest in my group of whoever can make the most beautiful Shakeology. If you know me, I always have whipped cream on top of it. I'll put nuts or sprinkles. I make it beautiful. I like to have it that way. And I encourage them to do that as well. Number one, gets them to drink it, especially on the weekends, because we tend to lax on our Shakeology during the weekend. They'll take a picture and they'll be excited to post in the group. And they also have to post on their social media, because what happens when they do that? Some of their friends are going to be, what are you drinking? What is that shake? They're going to be talking about it. So if you haven't already, when you have the opportunity to say, hey, have you ever considered coaching? You can go back to their Shakeology post on their social media and say, do you remember those 10 comments you got of, oh my gosh, what is that? Those are the kind of people that you can help. So it sets you up also for taking them from customer to coach, if that's something they're even considering, because you just pretty much solidified they can do it and they can find customers like that. And then also have them share their talents. What if you have a hairdresser in your group and she's really good with braids? Have her go live in the group and show how to do a cute, quick braid. Or someone's really good with applying makeup. Or you've got someone that's really good with do-it-yourself projects. Have them share their talents. It's going to make them feel important. It's going to take you all the way back up to having them feel important. I skipped a really important one, which is go outside the fitness arena. This one has been a huge game changer for me, because sometimes you'll notice that your challengers get quiet, right? Ask a question completely outside of the fitness arena. Are you a dog or a cat lover? If you could jump on a private plane tomorrow, where would you go? What is your favorite food outside of your meal plan? Get them talking about things totally outside what you're doing in that group, because you're going to find somebody who has a Labradoodle and post it, and then somebody else is going to go, I have a Labradoodle too. And they're going to become best friends, and they're really going to start to support one another, and they're going to comment on each other's every single post that they put in the challenge group. And then one Labradoodle customer decides to become a coach. What do you think the second one will do? I don't want to be left out. I want to be a coach too, because I have a dog. So it's very multifaceted, but it's so important in your groups that you get outside of talking about food and shakes and supplements and workouts and meditation and all that stuff. Go past that and really get them to become friends within this group, because that's how you're going to keep their attention. Okay, one more. Oh, I'm doing good. Is the fourth phase, and that's when they started going into leadership. And this is where you have to build really strong bonds, kind of like Maggie's doing with you right now, right? You're connected to these women now, but these strong bonds are everything. So I might not have this stat 100%, but I'm dang close. Out of 100% of your coaches, 20% are going to make the majority of your income. And of those 20%, 20% are going to be the significant difference. So that's a very small amount of people that are actually going to be the girls or boys on your team that help you create that financial freedom and that legacy for your children and your grandchildren. You need to take really good care of those people. I'm here to tell you, I understand. I have a huge pile of water bottles because I overestimate my team. I made water bottles for my team. And if everybody in Team Cup, the 5, if every one of them hit Success Club, I would send the whole team a water bottle. How generous is that? So I bought 75 water bottles. I had 10. So now I sit here with 65 water bottles and I'm happy. You want a water bottle? But that's not only it. I have these other water bottles too from the last time. I'm terrible at that because I overestimate my team, obviously to a fault. But I want you to understand that there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't spend money like I do and have your husband go, what in the hell? Instead, spend that income and that kind of stuff on that 20%. It's so important to do that. In my next point, to recognize them when they do something, but also when they don't. So I have an old school coach named Amanda Dewey. She's one of my best friends. She's Million Club. She's been in it with me for over 10 years. But honestly, she hasn't done anything significant in the last several years. You know, she's stayed at 9-star. She hasn't hit elite in the last couple of years, but she's still in it. And she's a great mentor for her team. And there's nobody that I know that does a better job of creating community within her team. And her team is doing amazing because she creates the community. She's not really a great example of Success Club or recruitment, but she is amazing in getting her team to feel like something special. So I sent her flowers, I don't know, like 2 months ago, just because. But even though she didn't do anything special per se, she's been in this with me for a long time. So you're going to have coaches that hit diamond and you're going to recognize them and maybe send them something special. But what about maybe if they've held diamond, you know, for 2 months, or just for hanging in there, or they do a special Zoom for your team page or whatever. Recognize as often as you can, especially in times that they don't expect it. They expect to get it when they rank advanced. They expect it when they hit team builder or team leader, or if they get Success Club All-Star, all that kind of stuff. They expect that. My upline doesn't do that for me. But usually we expect that. So surprise them by doing it when they don't expect it. That's when it really feels good. Do leadership Zooms. So once a week, my leaders, and even if you as a diamond, your emeralds are leaders. You have a coach with a coach. Right now, they're your leaders. Put them in and do a Zoom call together and brainstorm together. Because I do that every week, and every once in a while, I'll share a picture of it in my big team page, and I have so many coaches that say, that's my goal. My goal is to be on your leadership Zoom every single week. And for me right now, it's only 3-star and above, so it's pretty attainable. But that's it. And they love seeing how close we are and how I take my leaders and we have created a democracy. I had to have so many tough love talks with my team because they think I'm the boss. I'm the leader. And I'm like, no, stop. I've only been doing this longer. I'm not more talented than you are. I've just been doing it longer, but that doesn't make me better. And so we have on our team page, it's pinned. What would you like to see the team have for a tool? And what are you good at? So they have 2 different things they can fill out. So say, for instance, they want to have scripts for how to speak to somebody who's in the military to share with them the discount, okay? And then over here, we have somebody who's, you know, military wife that, you know, enjoys doing free boot camps, creating free boot camps at the base, whatever. Oh, let's go to the person that's the military wife and say, hey, can you, you know, create scripts of what you would want to hear that made you want to be a coach? So it's aligning those two things. What do you want to see? And then so we got coaches on our team that are the most beautiful writers. We have some that can make the most kick-ass graphics. Not me, obviously. But you know, do that. Create that democracy. You're going to go so much further, and you're not. I've had to do so much work because I'm like, fine, I'll do it. And I kept thinking that. I guess I need to do it. I guess I need to create it. That's what all that stuff that I'm sending you is me thinking, well, nobody else is going to do it. But finally I put my hands up in the air. I'm like, democracy. We're in this together. You are your own little business owner. I'm my own little business owner, and we're working together. Quit making me the person who has to do all this stuff, because I don't want to, because I'm not good at a lot of it. Some of you guys would be so much better than me. Retreats are fabulous. Just like I said, I just had one last week. It's good for me. I'm sure Maggie is just like, it's mind blowing to take. I had, my girls ranged from age 25 to 52. And they all had to be in the United States because of the pandemic, but we had Washington, we had Florida, we had New Orleans, some Minnesota or something like, yeah, Minnesota. And I got them together, and God, I was just blown away at how well they got along, right? I mean, like you guys, I'm sure it's just like, wow, it's mind blowing, because you have the ability of pulling people together, you know, by finding your niche and putting yourself out there in a genuine manner. So retreats are powerful. And when you come to them, you leave a better coach. And when you have them, you leave a better leader. It's just, they're an essential part of what we do, and probably my favorite thing by far to do. And then when it comes to elite, I always put a carrot out, a pretty good sized carrot. Like this year, I told them, you guys know who Danette is. She owns the Virago Babe lashes. She's partnered with Lindsay Matway. You want to hate her because she's so gorgeous, but she's the sweetest thing on the planet, and she does, you know, professional photos. So I told him, when you become elite, you know, I'll fly you to Florida. We'll stay there a couple of days, enjoy the beach, and then we'll get some professional pictures done by Danette, because the suckers ain't cheap, but they're worth it. And so putting that carrot out, you know, at the beginning of the year, saying this is what we're going to do when we all hit it, which, you know, if you're not elite, that's going to push you, because, you know, how are you going to send people on an elite retreat and you can't even go? That would be embarrassing. So that's some fire under your ass to make sure you become elite. But put that carrot out, because elite is the pinnacle, and it deserves that. It deserves to be up there, and it deserves to have, you know, great recognition and great reward for it. Your elite are the people that are going to be that 20% that make, you know, 80% of your income. So you want to spoil them. So what I want you to do when you think about this business is you have to love it. If you're not loving what you're doing right now, you need to alter your course. For me, I have a bookshelf here. I don't know, it's a few hundred nutritional books. And then on this bookshelf, I have my leadership books, and I probably have 60. And I don't think I've read them all. I love what I do because I love to change people's lives through health and fitness. Amanda, my OG, is all about the leadership. If I were to 100% delve into just leadership, I wouldn't enjoy this business. So I really immerse myself here, and I make sure to do enough that I can grow my coaches and my rising leaders to be strong leaders. But that's really on them, right? But this is my passion. And so I make sure that most of my time is doing this, and I still do this. But maybe you're the opposite, but know what it is that you love to do about this business, and don't feel pressure because maybe your upline or maybe your new coach that's crushing it does it a different way. That doesn't mean you have to do it that way. You have to love what you do and how you change people's lives. Lean into it. You're at the point right now that you're doing a lot of work, and your pay's okay. Yay, my pay's good. You've got to hang in there till at least 2-star. Gosh, I have a graphic I wish I could show you. I know you've heard this before, but 2-star is truly where your business just takes this ridiculous flip-flop, and then you start becoming a 3-star pretty quick, because when the second time or even the third time you become diamond. So you became diamond, which brought you here. Now you might help get your spouse diamond or family member, which makes you 1-star. You help another coach, and then you're going to become a 3-star because you get to open the second CBC. It gets faster every single time. I promise you. However long it took you to get diamond here, it's going to take you less time if you have a family member that you're going to help. And then when you get to open your second CBC, you're going to be like, wow, I did that way faster. But you are in really, truly the season of doing this for the love of it. So you have to lean into it, because the income will come. You've probably heard the analogy of pushing that snowball up the mountain, and it just keeps getting bigger and heavier and harder, and that doubt is going to come in your mind, but it will happen with consistency. That first slide I gave you, to try everything, be consistent, evolve, don't compare yourself, all that stuff. And then you've got to learn from your mistakes. I have made a lot of mistakes. I've done posts that have offended people. I've run challenge groups. That was kind of a bad idea. It wasn't my area of expertise, and it just didn't feel authentic. I've said things to coaches that have offended them. I have made a lot of mistakes, but I learned from them. And that goes back to evolving. You're going to do something that's going to work really well for you in this business. But I want you, when something is going really well, to already start having your next game plan. I do this intentionally. So like right now, I've been really leaning heavy into helping people with digestion issues and blood sugar dysregulation. That's kind of been my thing. And it's been serving me this year so far, but I just course corrected, because I think I've really reached the people. And I just went on the total opposite end. And I put out there that I was doing a 6-week shred. 40 Success Club points already this month. And it's because of that group that I didn't even think I needed to do. But the people that don't have blood sugar dysregulation or don't have digestion issues but follow me, but want to work with me, but they're like, I don't think her challenge group would serve me. I just said, do you have 5 to 15 pounds to lose, and you're willing to do what I do to get in the best shape of your life in 6 weeks? Cool. But I knew that. I knew that I could feel that what I was doing was kind of on the downhill, and I needed to come up with something else. So whatever's working for you right now, you need to start thinking of what you're going to do next. Don't wait until it gets down here and you can't even hit Success Club, because nobody wants to do what you're advertising. You've got to be ready for when you're like, ooh, I can feel this. This isn't having the same effect it did 4 months ago. And shock the shit out of your audience and go in a completely different direction. And you'd be so surprised how many of your followers are just waiting to hear you say 6-week shred. Leverage it. This is stupid. And I'm going to end this by telling you that when I signed up, I had all of the platinum presenters, Shalene's master trainers, calling me, trying to get a hold of me. And Michelle Park, bless her heart, one of my best friends, got a hold of me. And she said, sign up. And I said, okay, what is it? She says, I don't know, but Shalene says we should do it. I'm like, okay. And so I signed up with Michelle on a dead leg. So, you hear now all the time about if you got in early. I have 100% built my business. Michelle doesn't really work the business, and I'm on her dead leg, so that makes it even worse. I have every single coach on my team is 100% for me. I've done this 100%. And this is where the disclaimer comes out, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income. But, we've made over $12 million doing this. And I have a lot of pride in the fact that that's me. I'm not shunning anybody else who was lucky to be on a strong leg and have to work a lot less hard to get where I'm at. It's 100% me. So leverage it. I don't care where you are in this business. You can make something huge of this right now. Carrie Schneider, you guys know her, right? She's on the National Wake Up Call a while ago, the Denny's waitress. She came on and did a team call for my team. And the first thing she said is, if you're not hitting Success Club, then you're not treating this like a business. It's a hobby. She goes, if you're not hitting Success Club 5 every month, then don't tell me you're treating this like a business. And I was like, whew, hell yeah. I mean, that's the kind of truth bomb that you have to think about. Success Club is non-negotiable. I made Success Club 5 that for me for the first year. And as soon as it got a little bit doable, not comfortable, but like, I know I can do this, I bumped it up to Success Club 10 and I got really uncomfortable again. And then when 10 got comfortable, I went to 20. When 20 got comfortable, I went to 50. And now my goal every month is 80. But we did, I mean, honestly, I had 130 points by like the 8th of the month. It's like, because that never happens to me. But you have to stay uncomfortable, okay? Don't be like, oh, I hit Success Club 10. I can pull back a little bit for the rest of the month. Hell no, challenge yourself. And one of the quotes that my team always says is never sandbag. There will be a lot of times that you'll have a coach that'll come to you on August 31st, ready to sign up. And you're like, okay, we'll have you sign up tomorrow. Don't you dare be that person. Ever. Don't sandbag. You sign them up right then and there. And you help them from the moment that they tell you they're ready. And number one, it's not about you, it's about them. And number two, they could change their mind tomorrow, or they could find somebody else they want to work with, or they could ghost you, whatever it is. Never. Don't do that. Because I mean, if you have the mindset that I don't know, I'm going to hit Success Club 5 next month, so I'm going to wait to sign this person up, so at least I have 2 points. It's not a growth mindset, and you will not kill this business thinking in that manner. So I don't know how to, there it is. I will get off of that. And 45 minutes. Maggie, I did good.
You did great. Wow. Oh my gosh. Like, I am fueled right now. Ladies, what you think?
Very good. So good. Yes.
There's so many coaches there. That's so good.
There's 10 of us. I know. And I opened it to my downline because Josh did that at our retreat. And I was telling them how I met you in Vegas. And I was such a baby coach then. And I was telling them that I didn't even know who you were at that point because I was so new. And I said, I kept calling her Marissa. And I was like, it's just so, you know, and now I'm like, and now Melissa is on my, like, it's just mind blowing right now. And I feel very humbled and very, like, honestly, it's so surreal. I can't even put into words. So,
well, the funny thing is, Maggie, is I would love to have you on a team call with my team too. I think very highly of you. So you've got to know that you're a very powerful coach in this business as well, and very well respected.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Well, thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions? Anyone? We are like in awe right now. We're kind of having a moment.
Congratulations on Tanner's new business. I think that's so cool. I think it's really, really cool. I'm going to fangirl a little bit just because I love Symphony, but like I love all you. I love the whole family thing. Mm-hmm. And I love so much that they opened a business. Like that is so cool. That is so cool. So congratulations, Mama, on that, because that's a super proud thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Yes, he's in over his head right now, but you know, for all of my mamas out there getting me on my soapbox, he only graduated high school because they liked him, because he's such a good kid. He didn't graduate because he should have. He was terrible in school, terrible. And then he didn't want to go to college. But then a year later, he told us he wanted to go to UTI here in Texas, which is like the highest rated, or car mechanic school in the nation. He went. He broke all records. He was top of his class.
Oh.
And so he was, you know, he's always been into motorcycles and cars because of dad. And then this business, I mean, it's so sad that the gentleman that owns the business has terminal cancer, but it literally fell in Tanner's lap at such a great price. And it's going to be life-changing for him.
I cannot wait to follow the story. I love it so much. I just love it. I don't ride. I'm not a mechanic, but like, I just like to watch it. And I love that, like, just having support, as you know, means all the world. Like, having support in this means a lot when you have people that actually believe in you. So I love it. I love it. And tell Cynthia that I love her so much. She's my twerk soul sister.
Didn't I luck out with her? She, you know, my son and her, okay, so Cynthia, my daughter-in-law, and Taylor, my daughter, were good friends. And Cynthia ended up coming to our house when Mick and I were out of town. They were having a party. And Cynthia was like, oh, I didn't know you knew Tanner. And Taylor's like, that's my brother. And so Taylor, you know, just fell madly in love with Tanner, and Tanner was oblivious. And it wasn't, I mean, Cynthia was showing up at the racetrack and just hanging out when he was fixing his motorcycle just because she was enamored by him, but he was clueless. Finally, he drove her home and she said, Tanner, and he looked at her and said, what? And she laid a kiss on him.
Aww.
Like, what was that for? And she's like, I like you. And they've been so it's great because my daughter's boyfriend now, Evan, my son introduced Evan to Taylor. So the four of them are just four peas in a pod. And it's the reason we had kids early. They were a pain in the ass when we were young because we that we were ready for kids, but this is what we were hoping for. So it's just been great.
I love your family and the story. Like, that's what I connect to the most. Like, yeah, I think it's amazing that you're successful with Beachbody, but like, just your story, your family, like, that's what I love. Like, yeah, cool. You got abs. You're so cool. But like, honestly, like, I love the family and the story and how much you guys love each other. And like, it's genuine. You can tell, like, it's genuine. You and Cynthia are on the beach and taking, you know, hot shots. And it's like you guys are cool. And I love it. And we appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
We do. Really do. And again, I cannot thank you enough for your time and your, the sun, like in my eyes, your experience and your love. So thank you again from the bottom of all of our hearts. Thank you. I'm so glad I recorded this. So, and can you send Mick our love too? Or Mike says hi, by the way. And you guys have a great weekend, and yeah, send me those, and I'll text you my email address, and will you send me that when the week?
Right now.
Tools, perfect.
Thank you. You guys have the best time. Thank you for having me.
Bye, Melissa.